Hello, hello. This is Lois Gidiga coming to you live from Calgary, Alberta. Is it good morning? Is it good night? Is it good afternoon for you? Wherever you are, I hope you're having a good day. Today I'm here to make an immigration heart to heart 101 video. And I'm not talking about the law today or, the constitution or, immigration programs. No, I just want to talk about real issues, just to be aware about immigration. And when I talk about immigration, I just want to acknowledge what immigration is. To me, this is a personal opinion, so you can disagree with it. Um, for those of us who were not born in cities, like me, I was born in Kieni. You know, I'm a village girl. For those of us who had to leave home to go to Nairobi, to go to the big city, uh, there's a reason as to why we left home. We didn't leave home because home was bad. No, we left home because we felt that we had outstretched the limits, maybe. We left home in search of a better pasture. We left home because we thought the city had better opportunities to offer. That's the reason I left Kieni myself. Or maybe we got married, or we got jobs, right? Or maybe just adventure. So there's a reason why people leave home. There's usually various motivation factors that make people leave home to go to the big city, and it's the same with immigration. We didn't leave home because we hate home. No, we left home because we were looking for something different. We left home because we went for jobs. We went home because many factors make people leave home. That doesn't mean that home is bad. There are people who are thriving and they are successful and they love it and they would not trade it for anything. Okay, that is the people who. So it's what it is. It's life. People move, people travel. So yeah, that is immigration for you. And what I want to say with that is immigration is not for everybody. No, immigration is for that person who has a dream, something that burns inside them that they want to see what the world has to offer. You know, they are like, this is not, I am here and I love this place and this place is wonderful, but I believe there's something for me out there. There's another life for me somewhere in the world. So that is why people leave. Uh, so as I said, we don't leave because where we come from is bad. No, we love where we come from. Okay? So that's why I want to talk about my topic for today. And my topic for today, the immigration 101, my heart to heart video 101, is a reality talk. I want to talk about real stuff that at times we don't talk about. Those things that we shun. We don't want to tell people the reality, or some people are so oblivious of the real life that is out there. So this is for people who are here in Canada, or this actually may apply for people all over the world, in diaspora, when we say diaspora. So this may be for anybody. So for the people who are out here, it's only right that we tell people the reality, the true representation of our lives here, so that when we talk to potential immigrants, to potential, you know, to people who want to join us because they think that this is the land of milk and honey, they may know the reality, and when they land here, they don't get that big shock and frustration, because I've seen a lot of people who come and they get disappointed because there was reality versus expectations. Their expectations were this, and they came and found the reality to be this. And that can be very frustrating if your mindset was not right. You know, you had very high expectations, and then you come here and you're like, oh my God, this is so hard. Okay? Yes. So for us people who are here, it's only right that we tell people what life is like here. The challenges that we face here, you know, here we face various challenges. And let me tell you, as a person of color, as an African immigrant here, I can tell you that the first thing you realize when you land here is your color, your skin color, your race. You know, you know, like me, I'm from Kenya. And when I was in Kenya, everybody looked like me. Okay? And then I landed here and I realized, oh my God, I'm black, right? I never thought of myself as black, and it's not a bad thing. It's a realization, it's an awakening that hits you, you know? So it's stuff like that, and those are things that nobody tells you about. Okay? Then the other thing I know, we see when we are on the other side of the Pacific or the Atlantic, we see our friends who are here and we think, oh, they're having a good life. In Kiswahili, we say walienda majuu, right? And this majuu, the diaspora, we see like it's all success, like it's all peaches and roses, right? It is, and it's not. To tell you the truth, there are a lot of people who immigrated and they're still struggling 20, 30 years later. My friend, let me tell you, I did not believe it. I was used to seeing a lot of street families in Nairobi, you know, and I never thought that I could see homeless people in a place like Canada. And when I say Canada, I'm very respectful. Let me tell you, this place has resources that take care of the homeless and the hungry and the poverty stricken, you know. But you know what? We still have homeless people here. Excuse me. That is something that was very strange for me when I saw that. It was different. I did not expect that. I did not expect that actually we could be having people who are homeless. I do volunteer in some places, you know, where we feed the hungry. And that is not something that I expected to be happening abroad. Yes? Call me naive. I did not expect that. So those are the realities. And it's very easy even for immigrants to find themselves homeless and without food and find themselves on the streets. It's very easy. So it's good when we come with the right state of mind. We come knowing what happens. Because one day, I still remember, you know, I think there were fantasies, the kind of fantasies that abroad, or as people called it, majuu, you know, people sweep dollars from the streets. You know, like there's a lot of money out there, you know, you just go sweep and you take it to the bank. And even today I know, because I get inboxes from people all the time, people who are like, please take me to Canada and get me a job, you know, and others say I can only go abroad if there's a job and a house waiting. Sweetheart, there's nothing like that. That is a big fantasy. When you come here, you have to start at ground zero. I'm just gonna go back a little and say that there are people who come here through jobs, no? Like living caregivers. You come here as somebody's nanny, so you will get a job. Like temporary workers, you come here with a job offer. An employer already went out of the way, they got you an LMIA and they got you a work permit. So those people come here with jobs. There are also permanent residents who come here and they are sponsored by companies as permanent residents. But they only come on a promise that when that person comes here, the employer is going to employ them. That's how they are able to sponsor them for permanent residents. Okay, but those ones are few, and they're few. They're not very common. So people who come here with jobs are temporary workers, and they're all the various classes of temporary workers, whether it's NAFTA, whether it's living caregivers, whether all those classes of temporary workers. Those are the only people who come with jobs. Majority of the people, the ones who come through express entry, they come and they don't have a job. They have to start at ground zero. That is express entry. The people who are married and they are sponsored, you know, people who get sponsored to come here, they don't come with jobs. People who come here and claim refugees, they don't come with jobs. People who are refugees abroad and are sponsored by their families here, they don't come here with jobs. You see? So very few people come here with jobs. What does that tell you? It tells you that everybody starts, or majority of the people, what you bring here is what you can fit in those 2 suitcases that you are allowed by your airline. And memories, you can pack many memories. But we leave our families, we leave our friends, we leave our jobs. Actually, we quit our jobs, we sell our homes and cars and everything. You sell your belongings and you come to a place and start from zero. So, it's an uphill task. It takes sacrifice. It takes hard work. It takes resilience. It takes determination. So if you did not have that dream from inside you, and then you come and realize, oh my God, I left my whole identity out there. I left a whole life that I left a life where I was thriving to come here and start afresh. It can be very hard. And I have seen people who come here and they end up frustrated, others they get depressed because of expectations versus reality. Okay, I'm going to talk a little about people who come here through express entry. And the reason I want to address this is these are people who are already established where they are. They are people who are highly educated, they had highly skilled jobs, they were having good lives wherever they were. And they come here because they qualify to go through the express entry. But when you come here, you realize that you're also gonna start from from down there. At times you may have to pick up entry-level jobs, survival jobs when you get here, because it's and this is an area that the government needs to work on, and I mean the Canadian government needs to work on this, because the people who go through the express entry, they are doctors, they are engineers, they are nurses, all these skilled people, right? But what happens, especially for those fields that are licensed, when you come here, it's not direct, entry that, it's not a direct transfer whereby you're going to come, you are a doctor, and now you land here and tomorrow you're practicing here. No, there's recertification. So this kind of recertification, at times you have to go back to school 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. How many people have that willpower to go back to school? So you can get the life you had where you were, but it's not overnight. Actually, you will get a better life in Canada, But it's not instant. It's not, you don't get it overnight. It takes a strategy, it takes sacrifice, it takes a nice plan where you say, you know what, I have landed here. I need to survive. I need to get certified. I need to get my license to be able to practice locally. And it's going to take me 2-3 years. And in those 3 years while I go to school, I'll take an entry level job somewhere. I'll take a survival job somewhere, you know. And that is where I say there's no shame. When you come here, there's no shame in doing a survival job. We have all done those survival jobs, so there's no shame in doing it, as long as you have a plan, as long as you know your career plan that you have. You know that, you know, I was a doctor where I came from, and my plan is to practice here in Canada, and it's gonna take me this many years or this long to get my license. I was an engineer where I was, and I want to practice here as an engineer. So you need your license. It's gonna take you 2-3 years to get your license back. It's knowing that you will need to go through that kind of thing to get to the level, to the career level that you were. So that is a big thing that actually hits people, because you realize, you know, you are celebrated, you had a life, you had everything going where you came from, people respected you, people called you doctor. Where I come from, people call people mheshimiwa, like, your honor. Oh my God, I'm not laughing. What I'm saying is, the biggest thing you're going to find when you come here and you had that life, you land here, nobody cares who you are. Nobody. Nobody here calls you doctor. Nobody here follows you to show you, like your importance. Here, your importance is in your head, you know. You're gonna leave that importance where you came from, my friend. You know, here nobody cares. Everybody is busy trying to pursue their life, you know, and nobody gives a heck about how much of a good life you had. That is the past. This is the reality. Work here and make something here. Establish yourself here. So you lose your identity. And a lot of people, especially older people, they don't know how to grapple with that. When you lose your identity, you come here, you're 50. You had made a life, you had made a name. And then all of a sudden you have to do a survival job before you can get where you're going. And that loss of identity is big. It's big time. It's big, you know. So people lose identities. And if you're not careful, if you're so much pegged on your identity, and then you realize that, oh my God, here nobody notices me, here nobody, unless you keep singing about your past, which doesn't matter anyway, yeah? So you gotta find your way, you gotta find a new identity. You're going to unlearn and learn, you know, and find your place in this society, right? So what am I saying is, you know, it's different. It's not what we portray as here, out there, or it's not what people who are out there, what they think. At the end of the day, it's beautiful, let me tell you. It's beautiful. This country is full of resources. This country is full of opportunities. If you have your head right, if you have your priorities right, if you have that dream and you don't let that dream get killed by these distractions, this place is beautiful. You can make something beautiful here. You can make something beautiful, and I mean it. So, I'm not trying to discourage anybody. What I'm trying to do is give you a reality check, that there's reality versus expectations. Every time I shop online, my kids tell me, you know, because I shop online, at times I'll buy a rag online. And I'm so excited when I'm waiting for that thing to arrive. And then I get it, I'm like, oh my God. And my daughter says, Mom, expectations versus reality. It's the same thing with immigration, you know. It takes time. Everything takes time. It's not overnight. I'm going to give you a story, and my friend is gonna kill me for this. When we came here, I came here in 2011 December, and I came in the midst of winter, and I came with another friend of mine around the same time. So we didn't have cars. Like for a year, 1 year, we didn't have cars. So we were taking the bus, and winter was so long and so cold, so cold. So this day, I didn't know that there's something called black ice. No, that whereby you find there's snow on top, but then there's there's frozen ice down there, which is so slippery. My good lord. So one day I was walking at the parking lot, and I went flying and landed on my butt. Boom. And there I thought I broke my, like my spine and the whole back system. Like I'll never stand, I'll never sit down. You know, at around the same time, my friend fell. It was so slippery. She fell, and it was a hill. She fell because we didn't have cars, and we were taking the transit. So at times you find yourself walking, and when you're walking, it's bad out there. It's cold. It's slippery. So my friend fell, and she went sliding all the way down, and she crawled. She called and told me, Nyambura, listen here. I have cried today. If someone told me to come to Canada, if someone pushed me, if someone sold this dream to me, I would be on my flight back. And I said, why? Because it is so hard to get by. It's so cold. It is extremely cold. And we those days we still didn't have the dream jobs. We didn't have the good jobs that we have today, right? So we were struggling. And I told her, you know what, my friend, we are here because we chose to be here. So we can always pack our bags and go. So we said, because we are here by choice, we have to make it work. But if you push someone to come here, this place can be quite unforgiving. If you have to leave the house at minus 25 degrees, at minus 30 degrees, and it's someone who sold this dream and told you it's so awesome, you're leaving the house at minus 30 to go to a starter job, to go to a survival job, you're going to be cursing that person. What I say is, come here with an open mind, knowing that you only brought your suitcase. When you bring your suitcase, you have to start from the foundation. You have to lay the foundation. And my friend, it's nice. When you're here 5, 6, 7 years, statistics show that it takes people between 4 and 7 years to settle, to be home, to have a nice structure. So it takes time. It takes time for the regular immigrant to settle and make this place a home. But when you get there, it's beautiful. I tell you, it's beautiful because with hard work, when you go back to school, when you have your priorities right, when you have those strategic plans and timelines, and you're working hard to meet your timelines and your strategic plans, I tell you, you're going to achieve them because the system is quite supportive. And the opportunities, they are fair. They're there, they're available, they're there for everybody if you wanna pursue them. So in 4 or 5 years, you will, and I'm saying, when I say 4 or 5 years, I'm giving some leeway. People settle here successfully after 1 year, 2 years, but you know what? Nothing is guaranteed. Okay? So when you're coming abroad, come with the right state of mind. Come with a spirit of knowing that you already know too much from where you are. This is a different space. You will learn and you will unlearn. You will unlearn, my friend. Unlearn and then relearn. Learn things. that are going to work for you in this space. And then have that right state of mind. Have goals. Surround yourself with the right people. My friend, if you come here and all you do is drink, do those house parties, you can drink yourself silly here. You can drink yourself to brokenness here. You know, you can party yourself to destruction and destitution if you want. So come here, work hard, because majority of people have come here and they have thrived. As I said, you can thrive wherever you are. You can thrive abroad, you can thrive in Canada. You don't have to come here to thrive. Wherever you are, wherever you're planted, thrive. If you have that dream to immigrate, while you're working on that dream, do the best you can wherever you are and thrive there. And then when that dream comes true, you will be able to thrive here, because you know what? You already have that ethic. You already have that discipline. You already have that drive. So this is just to encourage and let you know, come here with an open mind. Don't come here. There are people who tell me, oh, I'm allergic to cold. Get me a warm place. My friend, thrive where you are. If you're looking for a warm place, please go to the tropics. Stay where you are. This place is dead cold. And when I say cold, I mean cold in caps. Winter time is cold. It gets up to -40. The beautiful thing is you dress for the weather. Homes, they are heated. The trains and transit, they are heated. Workplaces are heated and insulated. So as long as you're indoors, you're not gonna die from cold. We survive. We've lived here. Other people lived here and they haven't died. So just don't come saying, oh, get me a warm place. There are pros and cons of every place. The reason you're in that place you are, maybe you're in a warm place, there are pros and cons there. The same thing, Canada is a beautiful, it's a lovely, it's a wonderful country, full of wonderful people and full of opportunities. It also has got its own cons, and one of the cons is the weather. It's the cold. The only warm place we have is in British Columbia, some parts of British Columbia like Vancouver and Victoria. And let me tell you, those places rain. It rains almost every day. If you live where I live in Alberta, it's cold over winter time. You have at least 6 months of fair weather and 6 months of winter. Okay? Excuse me. If you go north, my darling, it's cold. So when I mean cold, I mean cold. Okay? Yeah. So come with the right state of mind. And come knowing that you may have to start from down there. You may have to do survival jobs. There's no shame in flipping burgers. There's no shame in driving taxi. There's no shame in doing that nurse assistant job. My friend, there's no shame. You are doing an honest job. And as long as you have a plan and you're working towards your plan to get back to the career that you had from wherever you were, the moment you get there, it's nice, it's beautiful. You afford a good life. When you come here, don't be intimidated by people who've been here 20, 30 years. People have earned their stripes. If everybody told you the stories, if we sat down and told you where we came from, we have struggled. We have struggled. We did starter jobs, we did entry-level jobs until you find your footing, until you create something for yourself. So when you come and you see people with homes, with vehicles, with rentals, people have settled here. Those people, they came the same way you're coming. So it's having that goal. It's having goals. I believe it's all in having goals, right? So work hard. Come here. Be ready to work hard. It's sacrifice. Sacrifice. I'm just gonna end with this, and I think I said it before. Canada is the land of milk and honey and maple syrup. We just have to bring your bees, your cows. Oh, my friend. Okay. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't like those long videos, and this one is becoming a long video. I just wanted to tell you the reality, because at times we send money. You think that we have money, you know. People show like they are living large, you know. Those people who are doing that, they have worked hard. Let me tell you, there's a lot of unemployed people here, there's homeless people here, there's hungry people here. And those are things that I had to deal with when I came here. Like, I didn't believe like how, you know, we can have homeless people in Canada. It's very easy to be homeless. Very, very, very easy if you don't have a strategy. Okay? All right. See you later. You know, I'm just gonna end it at here, and I'll catch you later. Have a good day. Bye.